Hello, dear friends. Beautiful to see you again. I'm here in a very quiet place. You may be able to hear the birds. I'm at a special place, retreat center called Sedona Mago. And I'm in their peace garden, as you can see the world behind me. So I want to share some thoughts, some guidance for you. Around me that you cannot see are beautiful statues of great healers that have walked the earth in human form, all from different traditions, all bringing similar messages. And so let's bring you the message is, given that we're in a peace garden, imagine what our world would be like if each of us found peace inside of ourselves, whatever that means to each person. Because I think that's a unique journey to everyone. But imagine if all of us human beings went about doing that we weren't pulled by expectations, need to belong, guilt, desires that pull us away from ourselves, our souls. If we truly knew that place of just this quietness inside that is yet so alive, what might humanity look like right now? Now I'm here to be very real. As we all know that we're in a time of great transition. We all feel that. And it is really challenging sometimes, our sense of peace. Even when we find peace, sometimes we feel we have to go away, get away from it all to have that. And that's important to have, to recharge, to rebalance. But for most of us, our everyday lives include having to be in some of the challenges and some of the chaos. And so we want to be able to walk with the chaos with as much peace inside of us and harmony. Now, what does that really mean? And I think, again, that's unique for each person. But what supports you to feel connected, alive? And for some, that may be being out in nature. But again, some of us are needing to work. We're needing to support our families. We have farmers who are taking care of the land, and they're out in nature all the time, but they have a task to do. And sometimes the weather is challenging, and it creates thoughts and chaos inside of ourselves. And I'm sure all of you watching this have had the experience where there can be peace around you, and you feel the chaos inside. What do we do with that so we can maintain peace? What we do is focus on where we want to get to, what our core value is, if you will, what drives us, what makes us feel connected and alive, most important to ourselves. For some people, it's music. I just met a person who they're creating this beautiful tapestry to go around their shoulders. So really it's about each of us trying to be the best that we can. And only you know what that is, that inner journey. You can use other people, information, things you read, things we watch on YouTube or TikTok or the many other social medias available to us. But the real healing happens when you take that inside and see how that matches with your sense of aliveness, or it doesn't. Doesn't mean it's wrong. It just doesn't match for you. Kind of like buying clothing. You know, you want clothing that's going to fit you. Not only your body type, but maybe your beingness, your style. And so we do the same thing with our spirit. We want to honor our spirit. And when we're honoring that, we can walk in peace even when there's chaos around. And earlier I said, I kid you not, I don't want to be in the world that doesn't talk about the challenges, because there are challenges in our world time, for families, for countries, and that can create its own type of chaos inside of ourselves and our own sense of aliveness. And that needs to be honored and given some acknowledgement and space. And at the same time, we don't want to forget our aliveness, because if we lose ourselves in the midst of the chaos, what's going to come and support us? And that's the big place right now for all of humanity, is in the worst of times, can we try and find ourselves, and can someone try and remind us who we are? Because sometimes, quite frankly, we forget. We're off balance. A couple of weeks ago, I found myself unusually off balance. And I came to one of my family members and said, don't talk to me, don't ask me any decisions, and in fact, it's probably not good to be around me because I'm off balance. Let me go balance myself. And so that's exactly what I did. And I was challenged to balance myself, quite frankly. And the way I went to do that was, I'm not sure even all the tools I have can balance what I'm feeling right now. I'm going to will myself to sleep with the hope and desire that I wake up different, not knowing if I would. I did wake up. I would not say that I was back to my full aliveness, but I was back in a place that allowed me to use the other tools I know. And for some of you, what are those tools? It would be breathing, walking, being in nature, meditating, yoga. For some people, it is things like doing some sort of sports or a physical workout, baking, anything that brings you back to your aliveness. It allowed me to use those tools to come back into the full place. A dear soul I know lives in a territory right now where some of the great terror and war is going on against people. And he's quite amazing because he keeps trying to find his balance amongst living in rubble with very little food and very little water. And every so often, he will call out to his community of people and say, I'm losing myself. Can you do a connection for me? Help me remember so that I can remember who I am. I can get back into my balance. And that goes out to the community. And we all do whatever you want to call it, prayers, ceremonies. And he'll send a note back and say, thank you, I've found myself again. I can get back on the trail. So our journeys are inward to find our aliveness, but it also includes things on the outside that can be helpful in order to help us do ourselves, remember ourselves, to be able to come back and walk in peace, this world behind me. And I'm going to be doing ceremonies here later today. And one of the ceremonies that we'll do with the people is to come and circle the earth. And in whatever way feels right inside, to hold a love, a balance, a prayer, a thought for everything on the earth herself, all the animals, all the plants, all the people. No one's to be excluded, even if there are some very difficult experiences happening. Everything needs that support right now. So I'm going to encourage us to take a moment right now and take a deep breath in to your belly and a slower breath out through your mouth. Just a little aside as that's helping to regulate your physical body. your fight, flight, freeze system. And if you can, take a couple more breaths like that, deep into the belly, and a longer time out. That's it. And then just breathe in a way that's comfortable to you. And I want you to imagine that there is a circle of things that are significant to you surrounding you. It could be ancestors, those who have passed on. It could be those that might be important to you, a native chief, Buddha, Confucius, Socrates, Mother Mary, Christ, an elder in your life. Could be nature, a spirit animal, angels, a mix of all of them. And imagine that they form a circle around you. That they're there to support you, to remember your uniqueness and your aliveness. You don't have to do anything here other than remember, have the thought, the intent that somewhere inside of you knows your aliveness and your uniqueness, and that you're calling that forward, like you're giving birth or opening to it. And the circle stands around you, supporting. Allow yourself to receive that support. That it awakens the inner support that is there, that support that is connected to everything. The earth, the night sky, the stars, the moon. This is being filmed on a full moon. Let all of it feed you and nourish you. And you might find some dense, heavy energy. Take note of it, but hand it over to the circle around you. And keep your focus on wanting your uniqueness and aliveness. That it's awakening, it's uncovering what has maybe hindered it from showing up. Thank you. And if you find your mind goes astray, I'm going to encourage you to focus on your breath, in and out. Sometimes when we have chaos, it's the hardest thing to focus on our breath. Bringing it in and out. Thank you. And when it feels right, just release. Thank the circle around you, but know that they'll continue to be there. That circle is always there to support you, and you can call on it at any time. Start to bring yourself to the awareness of your body, of your thoughts, of your emotions, of your essence, your life force, your aliveness right now. Taking a deep breath in and letting that come from the crown of your head down through you, rooting it on the earth as though you're making a declaration of, here's who I am now today, so that you remember. So my dear friends, I release now and wish you well on the further path of your life. Till we meet again.